Hi, my name's Helen. This is my channel, Helen Mary Jo. If you're new here, then welcome. If you're returning, thank you. If you're a house bell, hello. This is going to be all things caravan. So if you're not interested in that, then, I guess it's kind of transferable because I will be doing some sewing and I have done some shopping for equipment for the van, which might come in handy for other things. Just small space living, I guess. But today, first thing I'm going to do, this will be kind of a piecemeal video because I can't do everything in one day. So I'll put this together, but it will be kind of at home in the caravan with Helen. So as you can see, I've got this one curtain down. I need to make 8 of these and they are tiny. Really, this is basically 60 centimeters square. So, you can see it's just a square piece of fabric with the rufflet curtain tape at the top. The slight problem is that the hooks are not normal curtain hooks. So I have to reuse these hooks. I'm not sure if I can get these actually. The first thing I'll do is see, because I would like to make these a little bit fuller. But what I thought I could do is, because these curtains basically aren't gathered at all. Normally you gather the rufflet up and then put the hooks in, but this is just as is. So what I think I might do is make them wider and gather them so that they are a little bit fuller, because these look really puny hanging up in the window. They're kind of curtains that aren't full is one of my pet hates, really, because it always looks a bit cheap. It always looks a bit skimpy, doesn't it? Like you couldn't afford enough fabric. So I am restrained. I want to do these. I'm using the width of the fabric. So when I calculated how much I needed, I basically imagined that I would get 2 curtains out of each width of fabric. And, so for this, the finished curtain is about 120, is 60. So with turnings and everything, I needed, 70 centimeters drop. So I've got a restricted amount of fabric, and the fabric I bought I'll show you the fabric. I'm going all over the place because I'm trying to get my thoughts together. So this is the front facing fabric, which is just a nice linen. You can see there, linen style fabric with just a very slight kind of gold colour in the weave. Very easy, kind of like a golden cream colour. Then I'm going to line them with this fabric. It'd be helpful if I showed you the actual fabric, wouldn't it? So this kind of ditzy little print here, which is actually called confetti. And I got this very cheaply. I got this for £2 a metre because it's not the full width. It's had, the width is shortened. So this will determine how full I can make the curtains. So basically on each shortened width, I will need to see what I can get out of that. But equally, I've got to remember that I've only got this many hooks for each one. But like I say, if that's gathered, I think that'll be fine. So I'm going to make the first one as a kind of trial. And because it's not irrevocable, I can always unpick it and make it smaller if need be. But I'll make the first one and see how that comes together. You don't want them too bulky because obviously in the caravan, space is really at a premium on every level. And that's why I was in Ikea yesterday buying up loads of, solutions to the space shortage in the caravan. So trays and things like that. And I think I'm more or less there now. I shan't buy anything else until we've actually stayed in it and seen if there is any more that's needed. So I'm going to cut out the first 2 curtains and then I will, it's so straightforward. These aren't, you don't have to be kind of as regimented with this as you would for what I call proper curtains. So I am just going, although the theory is exactly the same, I'm going to do the cover fabric you know, as you would expect, make the lining that bit smaller, seam them together, fold them down, hem this one on the machine, hem this one by hand, and attach the rufflet. So I will make the first one and then I'll come back and show you. And if that works fine, then I might quickly show you making the next one. But really, it's just straight lines. And it's just the technique, really, that's needed. So wish me luck. I'm going to start that now. Cutting out is the most important thing. Getting the straight lines is the most important thing. But at the end of the day, it's just... This is the smallest curtain I've ever made in my life. So I need 8 of those and then 4 of the slightly longer one, which I can't really play with because they go in a runner top and bottom on the front curved window of the Caravan. And so they have to be precise. But I can make them fuller. I can make them fuller, which I will. I will do that too. So... yeah, this, I don't know, I don't think I told you this quick stories. I've never got a quick story, have I? I popped in to see a friend this morning. I said I'd be half an hour, and I was an hour and a half. So I was only 3 times longer than I said I'd be. The guy that we bought this from was a lovely man who used to own several fabrics shops around the south of England. And he was selling it all off. He's retired. He's 75 now. And he had an outbuilding at his beautiful home in the New Forest. And that's why it was so cheap, because he's just selling it all off. And the fabric that I've got for the bed covers has got the same colours in as this, but I'm going to ask my sister-in-law to make those because she is, well, she's a professional. I'm just an enthusiastic amateur. But it's nice because it has got the little kind of beige colour here, which is the colour of the cushions in the Caravan. And I will cover the headboards as well when we do those. They won't take her too long, I don't think. So yeah, I'll crack on with that now, and I'll show you as I go along if there's if it's worth it, really. Oh, and you can see that I've had all my hair chopped off. It grew so quickly, and I like it just a bit shorter. I don't know if I'm speaking too soon, but I think that red light helmet thing is working. I am being disciplined. I'm using it every other night. But there is a lot of baby hair growing there, and my hairdresser was like, why do you need that? And she did agree when I showed her. She said, oh yeah, you're right, you have got quite a receding hairline there. So it's too soon to say, and I know it's a lot of money, and I know I'm lucky to get it gifted, but there we are. At least, you know, I kind of can show you on me whether I think it works or not. So far, so good. I'll shut up now and crack on with this sewing before it gets too late in the day. So this is part 2 of the video. You can see I made the curtains. I didn't have time to film them because I had to make 12 curtains in the end. And would you believe I did not have barely 1 inch left of fabric? I don't know how I calculated it, but I mean, that's good in a way because there was no wastage. But boy, oh boy, was it tight. When I went to cut the last curtains out, because these ones here go down longer than these. These are just very short curtains, like I showed you. And that's with the lining. So they look quite nice, and they look much nicer looking at the van. You know, you don't have those horrible old-fashioned brown curtains. I've had a bit of a problem with the tie-backs because stupidly I made them the same size as the old curtain tie-backs, and these curtains are much thicker fabric, so they would be really squashed in those tie-backs. So I've ordered some online, just little magnetic ones, and hope they do the trick, but just for now. So they look nice from the outside because they've got this cheerful, I think I told you this is called confetti, this fabric, and it's nice and cheerful, and they look just fun, really. So they've made it look better immediately, really. So they were so simple. I mean, I can do a little kind of guide to it if you want to, but at the end of the day, you know, I just cut this fabric about 2 inches wider than the lining fabric, and then sewed them down and just turned the hem up by hand. I did hand stitch the hems, and the tops were just folded over with rufflet hedging tape along. And then once Rob got the knack of putting these up, they didn't take too long at all. Getting the hooks out was very difficult because they're barbed on both sides, so that did make it quite challenging. Anyway, that's enough about the curtains. So I've worked very hard to get those done, and I'm out here now with more or less, oh good lord, I've earned this, the gin and tonic. I don't normally drink this anymore. Gosh, that's good. So I need to thank everybody for being so kind about my birthday, and for everybody that's entered the competition. When this video goes out Monday night, then we will draw the competition winner after that. So I'm just going to show you a few little things that I've done in the caravan. A show. I've only had a sip of that, so it's not that. A few little things that I've bought loads actually, but I'm done. I think I'm done. But everyone says you're not done, because as soon as you think you're done, you remember something else. And Katie bought me these for my birthday, which are rather cute. She bought me 2 lots of solar lights. They're to go in the awning and outside the caravan of an evening, which I think will look really cheerful. And this is a bit of an investment actually. These are so expensive. These Dock and Bay towels, I've heard really good things about them, and my daughter Grace said, oh yeah, that's what I use all the time. They're this advanced technology, but apparently they dry really quickly and they dry you really quickly, but they are just like fabric. They're not toweling, they're not loopy, they are just a flat fabric, but supposedly really good. And they were on offer at 4 for £75. Buy 3 get 1 free, and they come in these rather nice bags. So I got these in the blue. There's these 2 blues, and then I think there's a grey and a black, so everyone knows which is their towel. And although they're kind of beach towels, these are really just for the caravan, because you don't want wet towels hanging around. So then I'll see if I can reach this. You know, the company that I've worked with before for the vacuum cleaner and the air fryers, Altenic, they've been really lovely to work with. I told the guy there that I was getting a caravan, and he said, would you like a vacuum cleaner and an air fryer? So of course I said yes. So I've got this, which is really very much like the Dyson, but half the price, less than half the price. And what I'll do is I'll just charge this up at home, and this will easily last for a week. And this is always my vacuum cleaner of choice at home. And I mean, I've got 3 vacuum cleaners downstairs. But I love this one. I love this one with the light. I mean, obviously it won't have the light on when I'm using it like this, but when I use it kind of with the full length handle, I have the light on. And I think I've told you before, I vacuum the bathroom, the downstairs bathroom, because that's an internal bathroom, there's no windows. I actually vacuum that in the dark because you can see all the dust and hair and everything. So so powerful, really fabulous. And I'll show you the air fryer in a second. So I've got both of those out here. A few people have mentioned about being concerned about the weight. Well, I've got a very powerful car, so the weight isn't really a problem for us. And I know it's about distribution. I'm doing an ology. I'm Hellenifying the van, and I'm doing a caravanology. Who knew? What I don't know about toilet cassettes, etc. I don't know if I can show you this. It's very awkward filming out here, really. I was in Ikea the other day. Brilliant, isn't it? Ikea is just brilliant for this kind of thing. And I did a click and collect order. It was very strange. Did a click and collect order. And then we went into the bargain basement area, or bargain corner, whatever they call it. And there were some of the things that I'd bought full price were really cheap. So I bought some like clothing bags, because I thought it's the easiest way for the kids to pack their clothes, because they can just put them under the bed in these like see-through bags. zip bags, and I think I'd paid £1.50 or £2. They were 50p. Anyway, I'll tell you this story quickly. So I bought those, and then I took the ones back that I'd bought in Click and Collect. And she said, oh yeah, because they're Russian. And I said, oh right. And I said, what did you say? And she said, oh, they're Russian. And I said, Russian? And she said, yes, because they've shut all the stores in Russia. They are redistributing their stock around Europe. And I got this, just show you kind of what I can show you. I'll show you. I got these shoe racks to put outside the door of the caravans to keep, so when you've got dirty shoes, you take them off outside. And I got two to stack one on top of the other with a rack to go underneath, and then so they can dry off outside. And I'll work out how to, oh hang on there, yeah, that's easy enough, sorry. You just pull that out like that. I think these were £3.50. I'll link what I can in the description box, the usual story. But you know, Ikea's website is very good, but they are very, very reasonably priced. And then I got this bin, which I really like. This bin, I mean, if you can like a bin, I like this bin. It's a new design, but I thought it was great because it can go up flat against the side of the caravan. It's huge, but it's a new hello. It's got like a lift up lid this way or this way, so I was pleased with that. And obviously that will travel inside the van and then just be put outside when we park up, so I was quite pleased with that. And then I will have a little sip of this. And show you some other bits and pieces. It's been a mad hectic weekend again. It was my grandson's first birthday, and he was so lucky because the weather was fabulous. He had his first birthday party down on the beach at Southbourne, and the weather was beautiful. He hired a beach hut for the day, and yeah, we had a fabulous time. So that was very, very fortunate considering the weather we've had. Today's not been bad. It's got really windy. Yeah, so I know I'm showing off now because I haven't actually looked at these. Rob's just hung them. He found a way of doing it. He found a knack, so it wasn't as painful as I had feared it would be. And these four, you know, they're kind of hung top and bottom, so they're kind of stretched over, and they're all lined with the blue and white, well, not blue and white, but the blue colour. So anyway, I will turn the camera around and I'll just show you a few other bits and bobs that I've bought. And for anybody doing the same, or small space living, I mean, you can apply this to anything. A very, very old friend came by on Friday. I haven't seen her for 14, 16 years maybe. And that's the beauty of Facebook, isn't it? Otherwise we would have lost touch. And she came round, and she's moving from a 4-bedroom detached to a 2-bedroom flat, and she's got to downsize everything. And it's quite a good discipline, isn't it, to, you know, have to do that. So a lot of these tips can be used, not just for a caravan, but for any, I mean, you know, I'm going to have to do that, well, within the next 10 years, I would imagine. Good Lord. That's not going to be easy. But anyway, I'll show you the rest of what I've done and some little things that I think are a good idea. Oh, I might rue the day, but I'll show you what I've done anyway. So I think I showed you these cupboards before, but I bought these baskets in Ikea, and I thought they'd be great for, you know, packets and things to stop things all sliding around. I mean, they will slide around, but we can wedge some tea towels and things in there. There's a few provisions already. I don't think I'll put anything in there, no. Katie had a bit of a rearrange today. She's very good at all that stuff. So that's that cupboard I showed you before. This is the air fryer, which I'll keep in the cupboard. And basically we will set up an outside kitchen, because with the air fryer, I bought a teppanyaki grill because that looked like a good idea rather than a barbecue. And if need be, we've got an induction hob, you know, a portable induction hob. But I mean, I cook everything in these air fryers now, so all good. I've got all these boxes and things so that everything tidied out. This is a little bin to put on the worktop for, you know, when you're cooking or just, you know, got little tea bags and things like that. It's perfect. The beds are all made now with their sheets. You can see the curtains there again. These cupboards are still empty. Some baskets in there because they're just the right size the kids can be. I showed you all this, didn't I, before? So I think this is all as was. I showed you those nice soft throws before. So yeah, I don't think there's anything massively different to what I showed you already. But we've got to get it all secured tomorrow so that we can head off. I think I told you, I'll just turn the camera around. So I told you Katie and Chris and the kids are taking it away tomorrow. We're following them down in the car and help them set up, and then we'll leave them to it. And then if they need anything, we can pop it back down there. They're just 15 minutes from Henry, so they've got help nearby if they need it. And yeah, so I'm kind of half excited and half terrified, to be honest with you. But, you know, what's the worst that can happen? I'm sure it'll be all fine and dandy. So this is a relatively short video, I think, but it's just a kind of update on the caravan and the curtains and a few little changes that I've made so far. And I really do think that these curtains make all the difference. They just really do make all the difference. I'm delighted with them, I have to say. They took me a whole day, but it was worth it. So I'll leave it there. I say thank you again to Altenic for the air fryer and the vacuum cleaner. Very, very generous. And yeah, what can I say? All good. Keep your fingers crossed, and thank you as ever. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you. Put my teeth in. I've still only had 2 sips of the gin and tonic. I'll see you really soon. Bye.